Hello everyone, how are we? Happy Australia Day. For those of you who don't know, today is January 26th and that's Australia Day here in Australia. So I hope everyone's had a nice weekend. Tomorrow is a public holiday and for those of you who are in my team, I go live with my team every Monday morning, but tomorrow morning, being a public holiday, I'm taking a day off. So looking forward to that. Good morning, Ellen. Good evening, I should say. Why am I saying good morning? I did just get up from a nap, but it's not morning, it's evening. Hello, Janine. How are you? Hi, Lorraine. Hello, Leslie. It's good to have everyone here. Oh, hello, Deborah, Viveka. I hope you're well. Margaret is here. And I saw someone say we've got all the Margarets in the house. Susie said we've got all the Margarets in the house. So which are all the Margarets? We have Margaret G, Margaret Gordon, I should say, because Margaret Griffith is usually here with us and she's a Margaret G as well. So, yeah, we have lots and lots of people with us tonight. Lovely to see you all and I'm so glad that you're here. So, Roz, you said you're enjoying the cold? How can that be? Okay. All right. So in Florida, I guess it doesn't get as cold as the northern states, does it? So, oh, she's Margaret G. Oh, cool. That's good. We could make that distinction. That would be good, Cherie. How are you? How are you, Cherie? Nice to have you with me. Always happy to have you on our chats. Awesome. New Zealand Day is the 6th of February. Oh, there you go. Well, there you go. I did not know that. Okay. All right. I'm going to switch over to the desk and we'll get started. I thought I know what I want to do for my first card. I've had a bit of a think about that. But for the second card, I'm still open to suggestions. If anyone has anything they'd like to see me use in particular, then if I have it and if I'm able, I will certainly use it. So you certainly can suggest it. Oh, it's the 6th of February, your birthday, Susie. That's coming up quick. Do any of the Margarets have nicknames? I don't know. That's a good question, Roz. Oh, good to hear, Cherie. Glad to hear it. All right. And Colleen is here. Hello. Hello. How are you? All right. Let's switch over and see what we can scrounge up tonight. And we have currently got 3 catalogs in play, shall we say. We have our mini catalog, which I've been making you lots and lots of things out of. Of course, we still have our annual catalog. That's still going. That's this one. That's the big one. All right. So this one is like things that are in here are available for a whole year, sometimes even longer. And then we have the mini catalog, which is each of 4 months. So from the beginning of January to the end of April. And then we have Celebration, which is our gift with purchase catalog, and that just runs for 2 months. Okay, so we have lots and lots of fun things to play with tonight. Now let me get my light on so that we get a bit better light on the subject. Oh, that's an interesting question. Sheila might know the answer to that, Nicole. Oh, your sister was your birthday present. Well, that's nice, isn't it, Susie? Oh, how can you possibly do that, Susan? Watching the tennis and me at the same time. Is it the final today? I actually haven't been following along this year. Some years I follow closely, and this year I just haven't. I sort of see a little bit about it here and there. Oh, Heather Shaw's friend is one. I don't know. Don't know, Janine. Heather is your sister. Well, there you go. I don't know. Anywho, this is all the catalogs we have right now. But if that wasn't enough, we also have some fantastic online exclusives. And that means that not all of our products are in catalogs. Okay. So what's in the catalog? Obviously, it's easy for people to see. And there's nothing quite like sitting down with a cuppa and a catalog and leafing through and imagining all the wonderful things you could do with these things. Okay, there is something just wonderful about that. However, if you have access to a computer or if you use a device where you can access the internet, you can also go shopping in the online store. Now, the online store, I've put a link to that in the description below the YouTube video. Okay, so if you go down, scroll down below the YouTube video and click the More button, you'll see in there I've got some links, and one of them is the link to the online store. The online store, or here's another thing you can do. You can also go to my my blog, which is lookwhatimade.com.au, and there's a shop link there. So you can shop there, and when you click it, it takes you straight to the online store. Now, there are lots of online exclusives. That means lots of products that are not to be found in a catalogue. You can actually find them just in the online store. And I thought I might use a couple of my favorites of those tonight. I thought that might be a really great place to start. All right, let me take this banner down. There we go. So I've got myself just a piece of basic white. Actually, I'm wondering, will I go white or vanilla tonight? No, I think I'll go white. Either would be fine. This is just plain basic white. There's a little bit of a mark there. That's all right. Came off with my fingernail. And I'm going to measure this to be a little bit smaller than card front size. So 9.5 centimeters across, okay, by 13.8 high, or tall, however you like to say it. All right, and then I'll have room then to put a mat around this if I want to. So this set has become probably my most favorite online exclusive at the moment. You won't find it in a catalog, but you will find it in the online store. Okay, so I just love this. I think it's fantastic. Oh, that is hard. And you know, I know so many people who have family issues where people don't speak to other members of the family. It's so sad. It really is. And you know, but it's so common. It's so common. Oh, Marty's here. Hello, Marty. How are you? Nice to have you with us. You can't fall asleep. Ah, yes. Well, I hope maybe I can put you to sleep. Could I do that for you? Ah, all right. So I'm going to be using this set tonight. Now, I just love this set. I love the text that is kind of just on the straight. You can, if you look really, really closely, you can kind of read it, but what it actually says is not the important thing. The important thing is that it's text, right? We love text in a background, and there's some, you know, kind of some distressed text here that looks really great behind, and it's really difficult to read, but it's not really meant to be read. We've got some fantastic splatter stamps, which you guys know are one of my favorite things. And then we've also got like a circle of text. Now, these are all nice. I'm actually going to use the circle of text tonight. I did do a card with this, I don't know, maybe it was a month or two ago now, where we used one of the butterfly dies on top of this text. And do you remember? It was so pretty. I really, really loved that particular card. I love how it came together. I'm using block E, which is the size that will fit this large text, both the circle and the other text one, the big one. These two are both best on block E. And I'm just going to make sure I can see. Hey Denise, how are you? I know you love this set, Denise. It's just so pretty, isn't it? And I'm going to use one of my favorite colors, and I use it a lot. I'm going to use Pretty Peacock. Actually, do I want to use Pretty Peacock? I don't know. Maybe I'm deciding, do I want to go with maybe more of a neutral, tone, and I could do like a grey granite in the background. Either would be nice. And I'm going to be using a copper element on top. So either the Pretty Peacock with the copper element on top, because I love copper and this kind of tealy blue. They look really good. Or the grey granite would look good too. I can't decide. You love the elements of text. I know. Isn't it fantastic? It's just such a useful set, and it goes with so many different things. Love, love, love it. You remember that card? I know we want to read it, but really most of us, I'm just going to speak for myself. My eyesight is not what it used to be, and I have learned to let go. I don't need to know what it says. I'm going to cover part of it up anyway. So I'm deciding whether to do a background with the blues or with the neutrals. I'm thinking maybe I'll go with the blues. And I know as soon as I do that, someone's going to sing out that I should use a neutral color like the grey granite. Now, when you're using a big stamp like this, you're best to turn it over and take your ink pad to the block rather than trying to get it on the ink pad here. It's just much easier to use your ink pad And the ink pad has finger holders here on the side, so it's quite easy to manipulate, to pick up and use. And just be very careful. You can see I've picked up quite a bit of ink around here, so I'm not going to press too hard. I'm going to stand up so I get the text straight, and I'm going to put it kind of in the top third of the card piece, and I'm just going to go straight down. Now it's really important, especially when you've got extra ink sitting around the edge here. Can you see that ink sitting around the edge? When that happens, you want to be really careful not to rock your stamp. Now, a lot of people, I see this all the time, a lot of people, this is the back, I'm just going to show you what I mean. A lot of people stamp, and I see them do this. They kind of rock it, all right? I think they're trying to get a better image. And, you know, this is deeply cut enough that it still hasn't picked up that outside bit, which is great. But that's actually when you will get some overstamping. So if you've got extra ink around the edge and you rock your stamp when you put it on, don't do that. Just go straight down and straight up, okay? And that way you will be less likely to get that overstamping effect that, that many of us get when we have too much ink on our stamps. All right, I'm just going to clean this off. So I'm using my Stampin' Scrub. That's my preferred cleaner, especially for rubber stamps, okay? I use it for both, but I do tend to use something like a chamois, maybe more with photopolymer stamps, but I prefer to use the Stampin' Scrub for my rubber stamps. I just think it does a better job. Clear Boggy, thank you very much, V. It should be in a catalog. I know but it doesn't make it any less valuable. It's still available. You can still get it in the online store. So it doesn't need to be in a catalog to actually purchase it. All right. So I've done this in Pretty Peacock. Can you see that? All right. So this is going to be a very simple card, but I thought I would use another of my favorite. Now, I don't know whether I'm going to use the actual stamp, but I love this stamp. But I thought I would use the die, and we also have an embossing folder. So let me just quickly grab the die. This Changing Leaves bundle is also an online exclusive. It's not in a catalog, so you need to actually go and find it. But it's so, so cool. I love it. And it's the Changing Leaves dies and the Changing Leaves embossing folder. So I'm just grabbing my embossing folders. It's just such a great set. Here's the embossing folder here. And I love this, all right? So this is a hybrid embossing folder, and by hybrid embossing folder, I mean that the embossing folder and the dies work together so that you can cut and emboss at the same time. So we have quite a few of these hybrid embossing folders now. But there's no mystery about them. You just use them together. Okay, so I've got this lovely big die here. There's some really nice dies in here. I'll probably end up using probably this one. I'll take it out now, or I might use the circle, but probably more likely to use the long die to do a greeting. And I might even use some of these leaves, but I haven't decided yet. So we'll see if it needs it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cut and emboss machine in a second, but I'm going to first put my die and I'm going to match it up with the design. And you always match these up so that the cutting edge, can you see what I mean by cutting edge? All right, so the cutting edge is on the inside of this shape here. This is the back. There's no cutting edge on the back. We want the side with the cutting edge facing towards our paper. So that means I need to put it down, and I do it on the back of where this Stampin' Up logo is. And I put it so that it matches here. And you can kind of feel when it fits into the groove, okay? So it's actually going to cut all of these three. I only want this big one here. I'm going to do the big leaf, okay? And then this is going to go towards the paper. Now, what paper am I going to have? I love cutting with, we'll see how this goes, but I love cutting with foil. Absolutely love it. And we have at the moment some really, really great foil papers. We have gold. We have the some textured foil, which has got gold, copper, and it's kind of, well, it's not really a silver. I'll show it to you if I can find it. Should have had all this out before I started, shouldn't I? Whoops, oh well. Instead, here I am scrounging around through my foils, hoping it's going to show up. We've got lots and lots of different ones at the moment. So that's not the one. I might not be able to find it easily. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Like I said, I should have had these out before. The textured metallic specialty paper is the one that I'm looking for. Gosh, I hope this is still current. And this is the one I wanted to use. Okay, this copper. All right, so I'll show you the three colors together because it's just absolutely beautiful. And it's got, when I say it's a texture, and it's not really silver either. So you've got the gold textured, and if you hold it up, I don't know if you can see it very well. You could see me. Hello. So there's gold. There's this color, which I've heard somebody call it tungsten, but it's like a dark blue silver slate kind of a shade. Hard to see in this camera light, right? And then the other one, you can see I have broken into this before. This one is the copper. All right, so I'm going to cut this at the halfway mark, so it will go through my. So this is 6 inches across because 6 inches goes nicely through your cut and emboss machine. But actually, I only want this bit. So to be honest, I want to cut this smaller, don't I? So let me cut this at 4. Let me see. Will that be wide enough? Oh, it will. I'm just going to cut 4 by 4. That should be close to enough. That way I've still got some left over, and that's going to cover that leaf. Okay. So that leaf there is going to match up with the one on this side. So if I cut, I'm putting this so the copper side is facing towards my cut edge, okay, my cut edge of my die, and I'm going to fold this over, and I just need to make sure that I have got, just move that slightly. I'm making sure that this actually covers the copper, like that leaf covers the copper paper, and I can see it through there that it does. Okay. Oh, yay, Cherie. I just had this horrible thought for a second. Oh, I hope that textured metallic paper hasn't sold out. It's just so beautiful. This paper is fantastic. Oh, thank you, Maureen. I'm glad you loved the blog hop card. Look, if anyone hasn't seen the blog hop card that I did on Friday night, that was a little premiere video that I did on Friday evening just gone, so 2 days ago. So please jump over and then check that out after you've watched this video. It's it worked out really well. And then there's lots of other people who did some fantastic cards, and we all focused. Our theme this month was free. Okay, so you could do free products. You could do any interpretation on the word free. So I did celebration products. And I'm glad you guys liked it. Thank you so much. I'm really glad. All right, I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. Now, normally I don't bring my cut and emboss machine over, but I am going to bring it over tonight and show you the right sandwich. And you're thinking, sandwich? What's she talking about sandwiches? It's not, we're not eating sandwiches tonight. No, nothing to do with food sandwiches. I'm just going to zoom out a bit. All right, so for this, we need a specialty plate. So the specialty plate is an additional piece. When you buy one of these cut and emboss machines, it comes with a specialty plate, but you can buy it separately. It is plate number 4. Okay, and then what we are going to do, we're going to take off all our normal plates. We've got platform 1. That's the only one we're going to not discard. The others, platforms 2 and 3, which are the clear plates and the thin die adapter, we're going to get rid of those and just keep number 1. Then we're going to put on top of that base platform, we're going to put our folder with the paper inside and the folded edge towards, it's going to feed through first, and then we're going to put our specialty plate, the grey plate number 4, straight on top of that. Okay, that's all you need, just the base plate, the embossing folder with the paper inside, and the specialty plate on top, and then we wind that through. When you get to it, you will feel a little bit of pressure, but it's light pressure and it's not hard to roll through. Okay, so you just go all the way through. You only need to go through once, You don't need to go back. If you're worried if it was very intricate, you could roll it back again. But I find that that once is usually plenty. And then I'm going to open it up and we're going to have a look. All right, so we can see that this has cut. And I've got my copper piece here. And I can just pull that straight out because it's all cut. But not only is it cut, it's embossed as well. And it's fantastic. I love this leaf. Look how beautiful it is. Isn't that gorgeous? You've got all that lovely fine detail. Love that. All right. So this is a fantastic, fantastic product. If you don't have this, we also have hybrid embossing folders in others as well. We have the, I'm just trying to think what else we have. We have the hibiscus, the happy hibiscus. What other ones do we have? Can anyone remember? We have quite a few. We also have the beautiful butterflies. The beautiful butterflies, I'm doing a Zoom class with the beautiful butterflies this coming week, and it has a hybrid embossing folder as well. But the beautiful butterflies are in the mini catalogue, so you can find them in there. I'll show them to you in just a second. If you don't have them yet, it's not too late. You can purchase them, and if you purchase them before I do my Zoom class on Friday, you will get the Zoom class for free. If you haven't purchased them from me, you can still purchase the Zoom class for $15, and then that gives you the ability to do the Zoom class with me. Okay, so I know I love metallic die cuts too. I just think, look how beautiful this is. It's just gorgeous, and it's copper, and I have a thing. I really do have a thing for copper. All right, so this is going to go on here, and you can see how pretty this is with our text behind it. Isn't that nice? Isn't that gorgeous? All right, so what I'm thinking we might do here is we're going to make this a little more striking, and I'm going to grab myself a blending brush and some more pretty peacock. You could, if you wanted to go with a lighter color, you could do Lost Lagoon as well, because that's a color buddy with pretty peacock. But I'm just going to kind of add a bit more color here. So I'm going to be quite random with it. And I'm just going to come in here and dark in some spots, light in some spots. Let's see how that's looking. Can you see how nice that looks with the extra color coming out there? It's very, very pretty. Oh, yes, the small hearts in the catalogue. That's right. Those are hybrid embossing folders too. And the Sand Dollar, which is in Seaside Wishes, that's a hybrid embossing folder. Thanks, guys. You guys are helping me remember what else there is. Oh, goodness me. We have lots of people. Hello, Elaine. Nice to have you with us. All right, I'm just going to add a little bit more of this color. And I'm just kind of fanning the color out so that, you know, it's darker and lighter in some spots. Doesn't have to be particularly, you know, you don't have to be very precise with it. Looks good, doesn't it? All right, so let's put this onto here. I'm a big fan of adding blending behind various things. I think it just makes your shapes or your stamping or whatever it is you're doing just look so much more striking. And we love that. So I'm putting one behind each of the leaves, and I'm just going to move these out of the way. And then I'm going to have this going kind of here towards the corner. Oh, I just realized I should have used the splatter before I put this down. What am I thinking? Now I've pushed it into place. Is it too late to do splatter? No, it's not. Come on, let's just gently pull this up. Why do I do this to myself? Anyone else do this? You put something down and then you go, oh, I should have done this. Well, if you're very careful, you can lift it up. Even if it rips a little bit or if they don't all come off, it's okay because you just put it back where it was. And this one doesn't want to come. Of course, I pushed it down nice and firm, didn't I? Of course I did. Look, see, now I've got to put that back where it was. All right, let's add some splatter because I think that's important. If I didn't think it was so important, I wouldn't be bothered to do that, but I think it is important. There's no such thing as a mistake in card making, okay? You can fix anything. Everything's fixable, even if it means putting, you know, something over the top or, you know, adding some, I don't know. You can do all sorts of things. All right, so I want to have a little bit of splatter. You can see I have actually re-inked my Pretty Peacock because I wanted to make sure it was a little bit more like last time I think we used it. It was, that might be enough. Let's see how that's looking before I push it down. See, that's going to go right about there. And I think maybe a little bit down here. What do you guys think? It just looks better, doesn't it, with that bit of splatter? You could use either of them. I tend to use this one more than I use the other one. All right. And I'm going to have a little bit of this right here because I want to... Oh. All right. All right, let's see. What have I got here? These, some of these, this one is going to be right here. I think it's going to be okay. I don't think I need to add more. All right, let's pop it back. Okay, it's fine. All right, so I think that bit of extra splatter just looks really good. Exactly, it's handmade, not Hallmark. Exactly, I love that. No, never too late to use dottage. That's exactly right. Thank you for your support, everyone, and not laughing at me when I do these silly things. But I know that we've all done it, right? All right. So I'm actually going to grab, even though I haven't got my greeting down here yet, but I'm actually going to grab some Pretty Peacock cardstock. And let me just grab a piece. Oh, no, that piece is not big enough. All right, so I'm going to cut this one to be a match for the other. All right, so I'm going to go, this is going to be 10 centimeters. So it's half a centimeter bigger than the other piece by 14.3. And this piece here is going to go right here on top. All right. See, that looks really nice when you put it on the Pretty Peacock, doesn't it? I'm also going to grab a Lost Lagoon. Oh, actually, I just had a thought. Uh-oh, I had a thought. You know what else would have looked good? Oh, no, I think we did the right thing putting the Pretty Peacock here. We could have also done Lost Lagoon, like a lighter splatter, or we could have even done, you know, some embossed splatter and done it in copper. But I think we have enough copper with our leaf. We don't want to compete with that. So I'm thinking about putting a greeting right down the bottom here like this. All right, like so. And I'll use the same Changing Leaves set for that. And I really like the greeting that says a little note to brighten your day. So I'm going to have that. Where is it? A little note to brighten your day. Here it is. Which is, I think, my favorite greeting in this set, actually. I tend to use it more than any of the others. All right, so I've still got some more white cardstock. I'm going to do that in Pretty Peacock as well. Ooh, okay. Here's the thought. We could do a greeting in Pretty Peacock and emboss it in white. What do you think about that idea? Shall we do that? You like the Pretty Peacock with the copper? Me too. I love those. That's a match made in heaven. I think any kind of coppery colors with any kind of tealy blue, or any kind of blue, actually, like even cobalt blue, looks absolutely beautiful. Oh, all copper? Yeah, we could do copper embossing. So if I did copper embossing, I'd probably do it on maybe a Lost Lagoon piece. We could go either way. The greeting will stand out more if I do it in white on a darker color like this. So I'm sort of tempted to do that. And then I thought I might add some metallic copper gems at the end. So, You don't like splatter. Makes you think of blots made by dip pens. I love that, Marilyn. I love splatter. And you know what? I always think, in fact, even I love it so much that my my logo on my blog is a big ink splatter, ink blob. Okay, I love that look. So don't let it worry you that it messed you up in primary school. Those days are gone, and now you get permission to enjoy all those beautiful shapes and you know, little messy bits. Mess is okay. There you go. What Cherie said. That's right. So Cherie said this dodge is. I'll put it up on the screen. Actually, I hope that's all right. Let's pop it up. The dodge is designed specifically to look like that. As part of the vintage look, it's an actual style. The other splatters that artists do with the paintbrush are designed to diffuse. Exactly, right? So it's all about being a little bit artistic. And you know what? I think a lot of us were taught when we were young that mess was bad, you know, like that creating a mess was something you weren't allowed to do and it was to be frowned on. But like Leslie said, mess can be a lot of fun. Okay, so try and embrace it and think of it as just a bit of fun. I know that's hard to do because most of us we're not shown how to do that. Now I'm going to use you guys know about this, my defective heat tool that's got this. So I just have to be really, really careful that I don't electrocute myself. So hopefully we'll get through tonight, because we don't want to be no one wants to get electrocuted tonight. Okay, it's something I'd rather not do. And I've got, let me see, I've got white. Let me see. This is the new Wow embossing powder that Stampin' Up has now. And I also have some copper, but it's not the new one. It's an older one. Let's see. Where is it? Just got to find it. I've got gold. I've got silver. This looks like copper. There we go. Copper. But the interesting thing is, what have I done with my embossing buddy? It does not seem to be here. It should be in that drawer that I just went to for all my embossing powders, and I didn't see it, but I didn't have a really good look either. So this is why I stopped before. I was going to go around here with Lost Lagoon, and then I thought to myself, it might be fun. You guys have seen me do this before, to edge this piece in copper. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking about doing. So I'm going to do this with my Versamark pad, and it's very easy to do. What you're going to do is you're going to grab the edge of your paper and you're literally going to put the edge of the paper into the Versamark pad. All right, I'll just do one side at the moment so I can show you what the heck I'm doing. All right, so then that's going to go in there. And I did do not that long ago, I did a Technique Tuesday on this. So this is my copper embossing powder, and I'm just going to run that along the edges here. Now, can you see that we've got a little bit of copper embossing powder on the edge? Can you see that? It's a little bit hard to see, I know. All right, so will I keep going? Or will I'll do this bit first. All right. What scares you? Okay, don't watch me. And don't tell Mark either, Denise. Don't watch me do it. I'm just being, you know, I'm living dangerously with my heat tool, which is, it really needs, well, I have ordered a new one, so that's good, right? All right, let me get the lamp on. The lamp is also connected to the heat tool, so I'm just going to, actually, before I do this, I'm going to pour this bit of embossing powder back into the tub. I love embossing powder. Who else is with me? Who loves embossing? There's just something really fun about it, right? And we're just turning a really simple card that I was telling you how simple this card was. We're turning it into a increasingly complicated card by adding lots of little details, but that's okay. All right, so there's my copper. I'll need it again in a minute, but I'll come back to that. And then I'm going to use this, and I'm going to hold this away from me, and I'm going to use my heat tool to heat up this edge that I've just put copper embossing powder on. And it's just going to give us a really pretty copper edge. We're going to do this, of course, before we glue down this piece onto the pretty peacock. Close your eyes, Denise. All right, this is looking good. I've got a nice copper edge on this now. I'm just going to go back along to make sure I've got it all done. All right, can you see now that I've got this copper edge? Oh, you can't see very well. There you go. You can kind of see that. All right, so let's do the next edge. I might do all the rest of the edges all at once. So I'm going to start with this long edge here. And then this one here. And then this one. All right, move those out of the way. You have a spare heat tool? No, I'm good, thanks, Ellen. My other one should be, it actually should be here. It's just that I won't come tomorrow because it's a public holiday, but I'm hoping that it will be here soon, hopefully Tuesday. All right, let me see if I can get this to, and it's rough because I'm not taking care to make it a really straight edge. It can be a rough edge. Tap it off. Whoops, nearly upended my copper powder. Oh well. All right. Okay. So we've got, now if you have any little stray bits of powder, this is where having a little tool or a brush or anything like that. We do actually have a brush that comes with the this embossing editions kit, which includes the little tray, an embossing buddy, a pair of tweezers, which I should be using as well. But I use tweezers definitely when it's a smaller piece, but a big piece like this, I'm pretty careful. I don't think I'm going to get my fingers. Famous last words. All right. Now I'm going to pull this back so I don't end up with powder everywhere. Whoops, I've got a bit of powder on I tipped a bit out. Well, that was silly. Look at that. I've got some on my hair, but that's okay. I can put it back here and then there we go. We've got it all now. It just saves you making, a big mess all over your desk. It's gone to the days where I get powder from one end of the desk to the other. And let me tell you, I used to do that, but not since I have one of these. These are great. Thoroughly recommend. All right. So I'm going to pop that in there and I'm going to use the heat tool again. Once again, Denise, don't watch and don't tell Mark. And it's going quite quickly because it's already warm. Get all this edge. And it's just really pretty. I love a embossed edge. I'm just making sure I got this edge okay. The bottom here, I think I might have missed a bit. Missed a spot. All right. It's done. And we all survived. I probably could do that, Katrina, but I haven't been using it. To be honest, I've been avoiding it. And I don't know why tonight I felt the need to emboss, but I've been avoiding using it. And then tonight, I guess I'm just feeling like living dangerously, maybe. I don't know. All right, so this is how this looks now. Can you see how pretty that embossed edge is? Oh, it's not focusing very well. Oh, it's better. Okay, so it's really, really pretty. All right, so I'm going to glue that down. You can use seal, you can use combo, you can use whatever you happen to pick up first, which is what I've got here. I've got some seal. And the last edge. So we've made a very simple card, a little bit more complicated, but hey, it'll be worth it, right? All right. So now I'm going to use this little greeting, which doesn't want to stick on very well because this needs a clean. So I can feel when I rub my, it's not sticking to the block very well. And when I rub my fingers over the back of it, I can feel it feels dusty. Okay. And that's because it is. It's got the back has, there's like little bits of dirt or dust that have actually gone on the back and are stopping it from sticking properly. So what it needs is you need to take it to the tap and just wash it under some warm or and a little bit of soap. You know, I just use some dish soap or something like that, and it will work out really. It'll, you know, then I let it dry naturally, and it just comes up and it will stick again much better. But if you're ever worried about things falling off the block, this is what I do. I know it's naughty, but I put a bit of seal straight onto my block, and that way there's no way it's going to fall off. And then I'll just clean my block later. Okay, so it stops it from falling because I hate it when things fall off the block. Anybody else? Just hate it. Oh my goodness. All right. So the question is, I could also do a circle. No, I don't want a circle. I want this pretty shape. Okay, this has got like a little stitched edge. You can see that. And I'm going to use this stamp that says a little note to brighten your day. And I'm going to emboss it with and I don't know where my embossing buddy is. I could have had a better look in the drawer, but I couldn't be bothered right now. So I'm just going to throw caution to the wind and we'll use it without an embossing buddy, but that's okay. We'll survive. And we've got a little note to brighten your day. Now, there is actually a little tiny, let me use something stuck on there. Don't know what that is. Remove that, because I don't want that to mess up my piece. And this time I'm embossing with the white. Okay, this is the Wow embossing powder that Stampin' Up is now saying. It's opaque bright white, and I really like the way this embosses. It's of quite a fine powder, but it's a really good bright. And there we go. It's actually worked out really well. It doesn't matter that we didn't use an embossing buddy. It's actually looking pretty good. Can you see that works pretty well? Okay, and then I'm going to pour that white back into here. Does anyone here have the embossing editions kit? Anyone get this? And what do you think of it? I know Judy used to tell me how wonderful it was, but Judy hasn't been on here as much lately. You think it's the best embossing powder on the market? Well, that's high praise. Awesome. What's more important, new stamps or fixing your heat gun and replacing it? Well, both. I probably need to actually not electrocute myself. So, yeah. All right, I need to use it one more time. Here we go. I'm just going to do this until it's, you'll see when it changes. The white is a bit trickier to tell. Like, the metallics are easy to tell when they change. The white, it just goes more solid white. Right, so it's working. There we go. And then this is going to get cut with this little guy. All right, so I'm going to put that through. And so if I had gone with the white and just stamped on it, it would have worked, but I just think this will be a bit more, there's a bit more contrast between the pretty peacock paper and the white. So that's actually going to work out really well for us. So let me cut that really briefly with my cut and emboss machine. Oh, and I'm going to need my base plate that I had before. So give me 1 second and I'll put that all together and run it through. So let's see how we went. Take that off. And this is going to come down here. Now, question. Should we put some splatter down here as well, or should we leave this white and clean and just leave the splatter up behind the leaves? Do we need more splatter, or do you think that's enough? Did I do the leaves in the copper paper? Yes. Yes. This is we have this beautiful textured metallic paper, and it comes in gold. It's got this like an antique texture to it, okay? And then this color, which they call tungsten, which is like a deep slate silvery color, and then we've got the copper, which is the one I used. All right, so it's super nice, and I'm a big fan of metallics, and I particularly love embossed metallic. I just think it's such a pretty thing to do. Leave it, says Colleen. Leave it, says Nairi. All right, and leave it, says, okay, enough. Okay, the card looks great. No more. Okay, I got it. All right, I'm going to put some dimensionals behind here, though. So we're getting down towards the end of our card. Let me see. We need some dimensionals. So 1 and 2, one on each end. I love it too. It's so nice. What's Lorraine saying? Oh, yes. Wouldn't that be nice? A feather quilt. Ooh, better put it up the right way. Putting it upside down is not my plan. All right, so I'm going to have that so that this leaf is sort of just sitting there on top of this. And I feel that it maybe needs, because you guys know I can't help myself, maybe a little bit of linen thread just to finish it off. So I'm going to tie a little knot, sorry, a little bow actually, with my linen thread. And I'm going to make it fairly small. I could put it here on the edge, or I could put it on the stem. I'm thinking maybe the stem. What do you guys think? Would that be nice? What do we think about that? Oh, would make a nice sympathy card. Didn't think of that. Didn't think of that, Sheila. On the stem? Okay, on the stem. Good. All right, that's what we're doing then. So I'm going to use a glue dot behind here and pop my bow straight onto a glue dot. Give it a hard push and then pull it off, and the glue dot will come too. And then that's how that goes. Actually, should I put it closer to the leaf or no? What do you think? I have, while you guys are deciding about that, I've got a white card base to put that on, and I've actually already got it folded. That was from an earlier project that I never quite finished, so that's just going to go straight onto here. It's fine. Okay, good. And I'm going to just pop this straight onto here. And let's position that. And there we go. I do need to get some metallic gems, so let's grab some of those. We've got these. I love these because we've got copper, silver, and gold. So of course, copper it is, right? So I'm going to add a copper one right about here, and then another one up the top here, and then a little guy a little higher up again. All right, and I'm going to call that a finished card. What do we think? Do you like it? I think it turned out really pretty. I think there's actually so many things I like about this card that it's hard to pick one, but I love the copper edging. I think that works really, really well. What do you like about it? And of course, the leaf itself, you can't make a bad card with the leaf. I would actually say a bold claim, but I would say you can't make a bad card with this elements of text. I think it's absolutely beautiful. It's a really fantastic set. I don't remember, we put up the details of that earlier, but it's a good price. It's not gorgeous and death-defying. Thanks, Denise. You know, you get it all here on a Sunday night. I know the leaf is gorgeous, isn't it? And you can't go past copper and this kind, and copper and blues or copper and teal greens. I just think they look absolutely beautiful. So, yeah. Yeah, we love to, you know, thrill our audiences around here, Denise. That's what we like to do. All right. So there's card number 1. I'm just going to clean up a little bit. Did anyone make a suggestion earlier about what you wanted me to do next, or am I just going to make it up as I go? Because I can do that. But no embossing on the next card. We're not embossing this time because that's a little risky. We're not gonna do that. All right, so I'm going to put all these pieces away. This is my my dies that came out of the Changing Leaves set. So don't forget the Changing Leaves bundle. If you're looking for a really good all-rounder bundle, I think it's one of the best bundles that we have. I did think about using these leaves as well, but once I made the card, I realized it didn't need it, so I completely abandoned that idea. But yeah, it's just a lovely set. You can't go wrong with it. It's so easy to use. Right, let's put this one in here. And then that whole thing goes into its pack. Use Peacock today as well. I nearly always use Peacock. I can't help myself. I mean, the last card we did with Elements of Text had a peacock, glittery peacock butterfly on a text background. For those of you that remember that one. So yeah, it's a color probably my most used color, if I'm really honest. All right, let me quickly clean up this stamp. And this one. And then I'm going to put that away. So I'm looking at comments to see if anyone's surprised us and yourself. Well, I'm always surprised, Nicole. I'm surprised every time I survive a live video, and I'm surprised every time I create something. I think, oh my goodness, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I create something and go, oh my gosh, that turned out awesome. How did that happen? So I'm always surprised. All right, all the bits are away and we're ready to do a second project. On Friday night, for those of you who were around on Friday night, we had some fun with we used the fruit salad set. You remember we made this little card with the fruit salad set with the watermelon paper. And then we did use the beautiful paper from the Wildflower Birthday Suite. This is the Wildflower Birthday DSP. This was Friday nights. And we also did a card with the new kit. Remember that? And I thought that turned out really nice. I was really happy with that. So lots and lots of fun things we've been playing with lately. And you know what? I do think of all of these things. To me, this is all just fun. And that's why I don't mind still doing it. I've been doing these videos every week since around March 2020, and I'm not tired of it yet. So goodness me, 5 years. 5 years we're coming up doing these. So, oh my goodness, what did Colin say that Sheila spoke to you in capital letters, Colleen, because you said, amazing that I have the Changing Leaves bundle and I still haven't used it. Colleen, can I challenge you to use that set? It is so beautiful and you'll be so glad you did. It's just fantastic. Such a great set and you can't make bad cards with it. Super, super nice. You could put some smaller leaves inside. That would be nice, Marilyn. I like that idea. I might even do that. There you go. Cherise challenged you to the same thing. You'll post a card on the group within 48 hours. Colleen, are you in Australia or are you in my my private VIP group? Because if you're in Australia, you can be in that private VIP group and people can post their cards in there and do. So that would be lovely if you guys wanted to. Yep. Colleen said challenge accepted. Yes, she did already issue a challenge. Well, we're on the same wavelength, me and Cherie. Chris, you've asked for delightful wishes. Okay. Well, you can't. There's another set you can't go wrong with. Oh my goodness, delightful wishes is one of my favorites. Let me pull that out. I know where it is. It's in a separate place. It's not on my shelf because It's the subject. The main card that I'm making for Craft Along on Thursday is with this Delightful Wishes set. So it's in its own special box. I can't show you what we're making yet because that'll be a surprise for Thursday. But let me show you some of the things. Now, I do have to tell you that right now the Delightful Wishes suite is not available to purchase the whole suite. Oh, you're in the USA. What a shame. Oh, I'm so sorry because you do need to be in Australia for that particular group. I'm so sorry. I will put it up for anyone who is in Australia. I'm going to put up that this is a Facebook group and you can go there. It's Linda Dolke's private Stampin' VIP group. You can head over there, search for that name, and as long as you're in Australia, you can be part of that group. And the reason why I keep it to Australian audiences is because I do sometimes do, I advertise, and obviously people in Australia are the only ones who can purchase from me, but also I occasionally might do giveaways or put up a challenge or something like that. And so you do need to be in Australia if I'm going to be engaging with people in that way. So I'm sorry about that, Colleen. I wish you were in Australia. That would be great. But anyway, there's the details if anyone would like to join the group. You just need to be in Australia, and it's open to anyone, demonstrators, customers, whoever. Doesn't matter as long as you're in Australia. Okay. I do occasionally put up, if I do retired product sales and things like that, they are sometimes in that group as well. All right, so that's what that is. Let me take that down and go back to comments. What arrived this week but you haven't felt well enough to use? And I'm sorry you've not been well, Sheila. It's nice to have you here because we missed you on Friday night. Janine said Elaine needs to take up the challenge as well. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, there you go. So Ellen suggested you could tag me on Instagram. If you post it to Instagram, then you could tag me there. All right, my Instagram handle is Linda Stampin, LindaStampin. That's my Instagram handle. So, yeah, I hope Sheila is feeling better too. We missed her. I hope you're going to be well enough to come to the Zoom class on Friday. That would be good because I know you're registered for it, Sheila. And anybody else who wants to register, you can either register by going to my blog, lookwatimade.com.au, and registering. You can pay $15 to do the class. Or if you've bought the Beautiful Butterflies bundle from me, you get the class for free. So that's how that works. All right, so here's what's in this beautiful bundle. And I'm just going to pull out the catalogue so I can show you. And we're going to make something with this. And we're going to do it quickly. It's going to be a quick and easy card. All right, so this is the gorgeous, gorgeous bundle. All right, you see it's shown here on page 33, and they've got some lovely samples. I just love this set. And then there's some vellum. The vellum is beautiful. Has everyone seen this gorgeous vellum? It's got like little, pool party with little white and yellow flowers and green leaves. We've got some pool party and white. You can't really see it, but it's gingham. I'll show you the real thing. And then we've also got this white with the yellow and white flowers and the green leaves. And then there's also, as part of this suite, there's this satin ribbon. Now, the satin ribbon is the reason that you can't buy this suite right now, like the whole suite, because the satin ribbon is out of stock. But you can purchase any of the individual items except for the satin ribbon. So even if you didn't want the whole suite, you could still buy, the stamps and dies, or you could buy the bees. Has everyone seen the bees? They are the cutest thing in the history of the world. I love them. Let me show them to you because I think they need to be seen in real life. They're too cute. And I think I've just finished a pack, actually. I know that, but I've got another pack, brand new pack here. I love these guys. They're the cutest. And they're so tiny. We've had bee trinkets before, but these are the smallest ones we've ever had. We haven't had any this small. Look how cute they are. Oh, no. Can you see them? Can you see them or no? It's a bit blurry, isn't it? Let me see if I can. Come on, camera. Focus. Focus on. Now you can see them, kind of. But they're super, super cute. Look how cute that is on my finger. They're so tiny. Yeah, so Cherise put up the number and the price, but as she said, it's currently unavailable because the satin ribbon is out of stock. So the satin ribbon's really nice. It's very thin and easy to tie, but not currently available. I don't know that. I think they haven't told us when it's coming back in either. It's to be determined how long it's out of stock. But it might be one of those items that just suddenly suddenly shows up. All right. So this is the satin ribbon. You can see this is really, really pretty. All right. So these are all the bits of the suite. And there's also, I think there's 2 sheets of each of this. Is that right? Yes. 2 sheets of each design for the vellum. And so this is the white one with the flowers. Can you see that? It's really pretty. Now there are dies that match these. Okay, so for the for this week's craft along, when I sent out the supply packs last week, I actually gave everybody 2 die cut vellum flowers, these 2, and then a set of the white and yellow ones and some leaves. Okay, so you actually got some die cut vellum pieces in the supply packs. There are 2 sheets of each, and then this is the, look how nice. This is the pool party with the white flowers. And then the other one is the gingham, which, you know, you can't really go wrong with blue and white gingham. How nice is that? And you can see it's see-through because it's vellum, but absolutely beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, the paper is beautiful. And I'm just loving all of it. So let's do a really, really quick, easy card. And I'm deciding what color I would like to use. So you can see how beautiful this paper is. Look, so you've got the daffodil designs. Both the A sides and the B sides are really, really pretty. There's 2 sheets of each. This is really nice. And this is like a crumb cake, like a canvas. Would you call that canvas? Almost like Hessian. It's just beautiful. And then we have this. Hello, Kerry M. Nice to see you. I know the vellum is just beautiful, isn't it? Are those containers made of plastic like those in petri dishes? Which containers? Are we talking about you mean these containers with the bees? Yes, they're plastic. I know, the vellum's divine. Burlap, thank you. Well, in Australia, we call that Hessian. In America, they call it burlap, but I never heard the word burlap in my whole life until just a couple of years ago. All right, so I'm looking at this, and then we have this green one is the same kind of thing, but it's like a thinner canvasy kind of a look. Aren't they nice? I love them all. But I've decided, you know, when actually I might use this piece because it's here and I can use it. This is like just a little gingham piece. Super, super nice. And I'm going to make this an 8 by 12 piece of paper. 8 by 12. It's 8 centimeters by 12 centimeters. Okay, and then I'm going to cut myself some Daffodil Delight. So Daffodil Delight paper, which is lovely. And I'm going to go 8.5 by 12.5. So it's going to be half a centimeter larger. So this piece is going to go on here. So once again, quick and easy. I mean, it's a shame to cover up this. I'm actually onto my 3rd pack of this. I just love it so much. And because I used it for craft along, so I used up quite a bit. It's just stunning. The nicest paper. And it's not even specialty paper. So it's the, you know, normal designer series paper, or DSP as some people call it. All right. And then I've got another piece of, I think I've got another folded piece. Let me see. Yes, I do. All right. So this is just a piece of folded basic white thick. I'll make sure I put it on the right way. And this is just going to go on the front like this. So it's smaller than a normal card front size. I just wanted it to be a nice panel here at the front. And I'm going to put some dimensionals behind this and lift it up a little bit because I think that's a nice look. So let's whack this on here. like you guys say, surprising, you know, you say surprise us. Well, I surprise me too, because I don't know what I'm creating when I start. And we just go, I pick, if I don't have a lot of time, like tonight, then because I've talked too much tonight, then I just pick an easy card design and we go with that. All right, so one of the things that's in the Delightful Wishes dies that I really, really love, we have got, we've got some pieces where we can actually, like, for example, these layer together. See this one and this one? So you can cut this one in, say, yellow, and then have, you know, pretty, I don't know, peach pie, which is one of the colors in the paper. See on here, they've got yellow flowers with peach pie. That's really nice. And these two would layer together, and you could do that and then add those layers to this, which would look lovely. But that's going to take a bit of time, so I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm going to do something simple instead. Also in here are these pieces, which have got like a banner. And then we have two pieces that say wishing, okay? And the whole idea of the wishing piece is that you say wishing and then have something on the banner. So the stamp set says wishing you were here, wishing you all the best, wishing you a happy birthday, wishing lots of love, wishing you well. I feel like it should say wishing you lots of love, but I guess lots of love is very useful even if you don't use the wishing. So yeah. Anywho, so I'm thinking about, we've also got this branch. The branch is great. Don't you think the branch is great? And we could do a branch coming across here and then have our wishing stuff down the bottom, which is actually a little bit like what I'm doing for the craft along. So just a heads up, if you're looking forward to the craft along, I have used this branch on the front, okay? Now, I could, if I want to, put this with the vellum, and you will see there's a piece of vellum right here. Some I've already played with before. So you see how like there's a group of these white ones. Let me see, it goes this way. And then you line it up and it cuts out those flowers, all of them together, which is very, very handy. All right. Now I could do that if I wanted to. If I was using this, that looks really nice with them, but I'm not going to do that tonight. But I just wanted to show you how they work because they're really, really nice. All right. Instead, I'm going to have these guys. And I thought I might just add a couple of little flowers. Now, the little flowers from here, it's this one. And very easy to use. Okay, let me grab a pair of scissors. And I'm going to cut. So if I decide I want to use these couple right here near the edge, and I'm going to cut around the leaves as well, because I'm going to use those as well. And I'm just cutting this out to make it easier to handle through my cut and emboss machine. All right, so just a small size there. So I'm going to use those two. So how this goes, see how if you're wondering how to line this up, it's very easy. See how there's like a V here? Okay, it's the only one that the petals are separated there. That's that separation right there. So if you put those there, it's going to cut it perfectly. Okay, so we're going to cut this one. I have got some, I've just realized, in my box from Craft Along that I've cut earlier. So hey, we save ourselves some time. Here's one. I'm cheating. I'm using them out of my Craft Along box, ones that have been previously cut, and I'll just replace them. That's easy. Let me see, what else have I got here? And I've also got, yeah, I'm being very cheeky tonight, aren't I? I've also got one of the wishings already cut out of glimmer paper. You're getting a little bit of sneak peek tonight as to what I'm doing on Thursday. So for those of you who want to see what I'm talking about, come along to Craft Along, which is my free video once a month, and that will be on Thursday afternoon at 2 o'clock. All right, so then I've got a piece of white. This is the outline piece. That's this one. And then this one with the thinner word is the wishing piece that goes on top. And so one outlines on top of the other. Can you see that? Such a nice set. Oh my goodness. I can't get enough of the white and the yellow and the green. I just think they look so good together. So let's have a little play. Now, just want to show you how easy this is to attach. Okay, I think that using Tombow is your best bet when it comes to trying to work out. And if you have a silicone mat, put a silicone mat down underneath your work. Okay, and the reason why is because the glue won't stick to that, and so it makes it very easy to work with. All right, so I'm going to use, just going to squeeze it a tiny bit, and I'm just going to make sure that I put a little bit of Tombow on, like what I call the sticky outy bits. Does that make sense? Whatever works. Yeah. A lot of stamp surgery lately. Ah, yes. Well, nothing wrong with that. You want your stamps to work for you and do what you want them to do. So if you have to do stamp surgery, then you have to do stamp surgery. Whoops, a bit too much glue there, but that's okay. If you put a lot in one spot, you can come back and pick it up and just then spread it where you want it to be. And if it gets on your silicone mat, doesn't matter because it won't stick to it. Love that. All right, so just a little bit there, and then I'm going to lay this down so the W goes on the W, obviously. And then once you get it started, once we lay it down, then the whole thing kind of just falls into place. And we're just going to make it go where we want it to go. There we go. And it doesn't take very long. Once you get it started, it's really easy. And then we have our wishing. Can you see it there? On a nice outline. Doesn't it look good? Exactly. Yes, of course. If you have something already, you should use it, right? Well, this is this piece, and this is going to go across here. And this is going to go across here. And where was the white bit? Oh, here's the white bit. All right, so I'm going to stamp this. Now, here's the thing. When you put these together, so wishing whatever it is you want them to wish, the G comes down and covers part. I mean, it depends. You could move this, I guess, to one side, but if you want to have it so that the G is over part of this, then you want to stamp your greeting on the left-hand side. And I just find that that works better. You could use either Old Olive, which is the green in here, or Mossy Meadow, which is like a darker green. Either will work. And then I'm going to use a block. And which word will we use? Which greeting? You were here, wishing you were here, wishing you all the best, wishing you a happy birthday, or wishing lots of love, wishing you well. The happy birthday takes up most of this. Okay, so if you're going to use the happy birthday, you'll want to move your piece. But if you use any of the others, you can stamp them on the left-hand side. So which one will we do? What dots are naked? What are we talking about? All right, so I've got one of these, and I'm going to be using that. Well, okay. Leslie said well. Sheila said well. Okay, wishing you well. All right, let me grab that and pop it here. And I'll use a smaller block for that one because it's only little. And we're going to pick that up with our Old Olive ink, and I'm going to stamp it towards the left-hand side, which is probably a weird thing to do. If we didn't know that the G was going to be there, you'd think I'd just stamped it wonky, but that's what I wanted because this is going to go across here like this. So, all right, so I'm going to put behind here, I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals. Mini dimensionals, where are you? Here you are. All right, 1 and 2. So there's a few spots that you can put the mini dimensionals and they fit really quite well. So one there, one up here, and I'll put one here. Okay, so they're actually quite well hidden there behind those letters. And then take the backs off. Now, one of the advantages of using gingham paper like we are is that there's lines. So it's really easy to get things straight. You just keep watching where the lines are, and that works really well. Now, we could put this on dimensionals as well, or we can just put it on flat. I'm actually thinking I might just put it on flat. So Just a bit of glue there. And I'm putting that so it's lined up. There we go. Like that. Now, there's no dot on the eye. Easy to fix. We've got our Stampin' Right markers. Use the skinny end and just a little dot, and no one will even care that it's not a glittery one. It just makes it a little bit better, easier to see what's going on there. It doesn't look, oh, there are 2 eyes. I need to add 2. And for anyone who's wondering, the Stampin' Right markers are part of a fantastic deal at the moment to join Stampin' Up as a demonstrator and get them for free. So that's something worth knowing about. I haven't really talked about that tonight. All right, so we need to decide what we're going to do now. I could use the stem, or I could just add some, and I feel like I'm actually thinking I'm just going to add some of these guys, and I'm going to use mini dimensionals behind these as well. So right in the middle of the flowers, we can add some bling or something into the flowers if we want to. So I'm going to put one right there. And then let me see if I have any more of those. I think I do. I do. Look at that. Here's another one. And then the back of that one. And we're going to have some little leaves too, because the leaves really bring it alive, I think. And we have some leaves here. So we use a glue dot to stick the leaf on. Like that. And then maybe another leaf. This has been one of the surprise stars of this catalogue for me. I think this is just a beautiful, beautiful set. And I'm going to add that right about there. And it's going to need something in the middle of those flowers, I feel. Yep, everyone said wishing you well, so that worked out well. That's the one we used. So this one, I've got to put that back in there. And you could add more, like there's more leaves, like solid leaves and things that you could add if you wanted to. So I could have added these, which would have been bigger and maybe a little bit more striking on this card, but I just didn't want to take the time when I already had some cut up. So I'm being lazy tonight, guys. So we have some options. We could use gold. I mean, gold always looks good in the center of our flowers and maybe a little bit more up. Or we could also, we've got blooming pearls. Those gold ones would be nice. We have antique pearls, but I'm thinking maybe some white from the celebration set. So this is a free set that we have right now that if you spend $100, you get to pick a free set from our little celebration brochure. And this is one of the, there we go. And I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I know, do you feel like it looks like it's needing something? If we'd had more time, I probably would have done the branch, but I still like it. I like the way that goes. And those little white sequins look quite pretty on there, don't you? You think the gold dressy gems, they would look good too, and the blooming pearls. Dot for the eye. Yes, we did. We did dot the eyes with our markers. So right now, the joining special, if you're thinking of joining Stampin' Up or you've ever thought about it, now's a great time. In Australia, it costs $169 to join, and there are 2 options. You can spend $169 and get $235 worth of product of your choice and free shipping. And then you also get to pick 2 packs of markers. There's 10 markers in a pack, and those are 62. Oh, is it 62? 62.50 each, 62.75. I'm not sure. 62 something each. plus a free stamp set that is this one, Handmade Designs, this free stamp set as well. Okay, so that's a really good deal. That's probably the best value deal. The other deal is if you don't want the markers, you can spend $169 and get $286 worth of product for free of your choice. So it's just a really, really good deal. And they don't, I think it's one of the better deals we've had for a long time, and I'm pretty excited about it. If you have any questions about that, then get in touch. You know, I'm very happy to answer any questions you might have. There's no pressure. Oh, you know what we should have used? We should have used the bees. Guys, what was I thinking? I could have added bees. Is it too late to add bees when I've got, maybe I'll take this one off and we'll just leave these two and then I'll add 3 bees. And then we've still got an odd number of embellishments. Let's do that. Why did I not use the bees? What was I thinking? Goodness me. All right. So I'm going to need my glue dots. Now, the bees are so little that the glue dots are actually bigger than the bees. All right. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can stick them on a glue dot. All right. And then when you take them off, you kind of just roll the glue dot behind them. So it's going to be hidden. And then I'm going to have, where will I have my bees? I think I'll have one down here going that way. And then another one, and then we'll have 2 more up the top. They're so cute. These bees are divine. I must see if I can get a good close-up picture of them for my Instagram page, because they're just super, super, super cute. Oh, yeah, the bees. That's what we needed. I was not thinking. I know, Sheila. That happens a lot to me. You like simple cards? I don't know. Is this a simple card? It's probably a little bit more convoluted with all the, you know, mucking around with the dies and stuff, but it's a lot of fun to make. And if you love die cutting and you like all that sort of thing, well, then this is probably a card that you would really enjoy. All right. There we go. I'm going to say that's done. We added the bees. Was it a good addition? What do you think? You can kind of see them there. How cute are they? Now, I can see there's a little bit of glue dot sticking out under here, and I'm just going to push it up there. If that happens, if you've got any bits of glue dot sticking out, just push them up with a pokey tool of some sort. Maybe you take your pick tool, or I've just got a paper piercing tool here. But there we go. All right, so there's our 2 cards tonight. What do we think? Which one do we like the best? What do you guys think? Do you have an opinion? They're very different cards, aren't they? Oh, you're so welcome, Nicole. I love doing it. You know that. Thank you, Kerry. I really appreciate it. You like the leaf best, Barbara. And Donna likes the flowers best. So there you go. Different people, different strokes for different folks, right? All right, let's pop back to me and I will say bye-bye. Thank you so much for enjoying my video tonight, and thank you very, very much for commenting, sharing, thumbs upping, liking, all the things. I would love you to subscribe to my channel, and if you haven't already, if you're not getting newsletters from me, no matter where in the world you are, if you don't get a newsletter from me, I would love you to sign up to my newsletter list. So be sure to do that. I'm going to put up the address. It's lookwhatimade.com.au. That's my blog. And if you're on a computer, top right-hand corner of the blog, or on the right-hand sidebar, is the sign up for the email list. So all you do is put your email in and verify that that's your email address, and you will start getting newsletters from me. And I should have one going out. I'm not sure if one will go out tomorrow because, like I said, it is a public holiday here in Australia, but one will be going out in the next couple of days. So be sure to make sure you're on the list so that I can send one to you. And it's what's in a newsletter, news about specials. There's always a video tutorial in there. There's photos of cards I've made, and sometimes the cats get to star in the videos in the newsletters as well, because, you know, I love them. And other little snippets of my life. But I hope that you will be on the newsletter list just so we can stay in touch, because that's a great way of knowing what's coming up and what's going on. All right, you guys, I hope everyone's had a good night tonight. have a great public holiday tomorrow. Be sure to enjoy your day. Is anyone doing anything special? Anything at all? Have a good week to you too, Nairi. Thank you. You get 2 newsletters. Do you know what that means? That means that somehow you've ended up on 2 different lists. And I'm about to do a little purge from one list to the other, so you may not get 2 newsletters very much longer. That will probably be fixed. So yeah, some people signed up, like there was a little interim period where I had people going to one list when they signed up, and then everybody who was around had been on another list, and then the 2 lists didn't merge properly. So that's why some people get 2, and I'm sorry about that, but I can fix it. All right, you guys. See you Tuesday for Technique Tuesday, and have a great day off tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.